to Ms. Sinclaire.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. You all have my opinion in front of you, and hopefully my assistant handed out an opinion poll that I commissioned a few days ago. Before I really get into the opinion, I want to come back on my last intervention to this committee about an hour or so ago, and the comment that was made from the floor but not through the microphone. And the comment was made that why am I here in the European Parliament, which I think is a disgraceful comment to make. The reason I'm here in the European Parliament is that I was elected here, and in a democracy that we're supposed to have an opposition. It's supposed to be an exchange of views. And I represent a region that has 5 million people in, which is bigger than quite a few member states' populations as a whole. So, you know, while most of you may disagree with my opinions, I have every right to put those opinions. Now, this opinion on the situation of the Charter of Fundamental Rights, many of you, I accept, will disagree with. But I want to explain the rationale behind why I've made this opinion. And I've said in plenary and I've said in this committee a number of times that I'm against all forms of discrimination. You know, I would like that situation in all societies that men and women, you know, age discrimination, disability discrimination, you know, we are all equal. That's what obviously we are all striving for and that we all want. But, you know, the whole point of the equality movement is that race, sex, disability shouldn't matter. And here we are, and I would remind you of the name of this committee. It's the Gender Equality Committee. It's not, you know, extra rights for women, extra rights for men. It's gender equality. And that's why I'm so opposed to positive discrimination. Because any form of discrimination creates victims. And to legislate to create a victim is morally wrong. You know, what I would like to see is equal opportunities, equal treatment and opportunities for all. I commissioned this poll, which is based on the UK, but we did do some prep work, and it's, you know, various member states have varying figures, but they're pretty much similar. And if you show on this poll, it says that 86% of people feel that any form of preferential treatment on basis of gender is wrong. And interestingly, if you look at this, on the next two columns along, actually shows that more women think it's wrong than men. You know, because women do not want to be patronised. And I would also point out, you know, if you look on moving it to age, but the same example is there. If you look at beyond, you've got the age ranges. And you actually find that those people who want preferential treatment based on age will show that the younger people think it's to a lesser to younger people feel it's a bit better to positively discriminate than is actually older people. So what you actually find is that the people who are supposed to benefit from positive discrimination are actually those that are actually opposed to it. You know, I just wonder whatever happened to hiring someone just because they're the best suited to a job. You know, their interview performance, their ability to do the job, their qualifications. You know, discrimination. You know, I don't know if any of you have actually suffered discrimination, but I certainly have suffered discrimination, and it's the most awful thing in the world. But just put yourself in the situation of a man, for example, who's worked his whole life to get that particular job. Yes, and it happened in the UK in '97, where we actually had the Labour Party introduced all women shortlists for Parliament. And there were men that worked for years and years and years in order to get in that position. And that the only reason they were not allowed to be a candidate was based on their gender. That has to be wrong. You cannot say, just because of the sex that you were born, that you cannot have a certain position. You know, because it's, you know, you can't just say because of years and years and years of history that a certain sex has been discriminated against, but you can still conduct a new form of discrimination to make that right. What you need to, I actually think it's actually a cop-out. I actually think what you actually need to look, this is a veneer. And one of my main opposition to positive discrimination is the fact that it's a cheat. It's a veneer. You're not actually looking at the real reasons. And what member states should be looking at is better childcare. Why is it that, on the latest figures, that more women are graduating from university but not moving up the employment ladder? That's what they should be looking at. It's not enforcing the will, but childcare, education opportunities, they're the things that member states should be looking at. But by directly putting women, regardless of their ability, into promoted positions, rather than, men who would maybe in that circumstance be better suited. We have history. I can reel off 3 names. From the UK, we've had a head of state for nearly 60 years who's a woman. We were one of the first countries to have a woman Prime Minister. Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, Golda Meir. Huge, very strong women who achieved their positions and they didn't need any form of positive discrimination. So I would ask you to look at my opinion and I welcome your comments. Thank you.